What you see here is what's called a Cleveland Welding Company frame. This is a clunker. I would call this an urban clunker. You've seen this before. I used this bike on a video I did, I think it was Clunking Ain't Easy. I went through this whole process of trying to sort out an issue I was having with the crank kind of moving side to side, and in the end I believe it was just the race, one of the races for the bearings, and I solved all that. And I talked about this. I've got a 175 millimeter crank on here. These are some Schwinn pedals from that modern chopper bike that they made, and I think, well, these are steel hoops obviously, and I think this is the D type. The lighting's bad in here. I believe that's what that is. And I put the kickstand on because it's a street bike. I'm running the Shimano embossed 4-bolt stem here. I got my B72 on here. Love these saddles. Running the Wyman brake lever on here. On the caliper or side pull brake, it's a forks off a Diamondback. Small axle front wheel. Yeah, you guys see what's going on here. It's a pretty cool build. Motocross bars. Schwinn style, but they're not Schwinn. Chubby grips. They got that little air pocket up here. These are one of my favorite because they're comfy. Cool bike, fun to commute on. It's literally covered in cobwebs and dust because, you know, I haven't been riding. It's been hanging in my bedroom actually since I put it together last time. I have work to do today, but I'm also going to be doing a little bit of work on this. I have a set of wheels here that came off of a bike I bought in New Jersey. You know what? Let me set this camera up and sit here with a few things and talk to you about why I prefer, and I think that the Klunker, the urban Klunker, is a great commuter bike, especially if you live in a city, but really anywhere. I'm going to go over that with you in a moment. My name's Mike, if you haven't been here before. Don't go anywhere. It's going to get interesting. All right. Just wanted to talk about why I like this so much. Not just this particular bike, but just the idea of riding, you know, what I call an urban clunker around the city. Because this morning, something happened. It happens to be garbage day today, so there's all these garbage trucks on the road. And when they're on the road, they are screwing up everything, the whole flow of traffic, right? It's just stuck there. There's a line of cars. You can't get around it on the road. But if you got one of these, boom, you jump a curb, ride the parkway, ride the sidewalk, cruise down, get in front of everybody, and you keep going. And it's built tough enough to be able to handle that. That's why I like them. You can beat on it, and that's what it's for. It's designed and built to be beat on. Now, of course, with this one, being a Cleveland Welding Company frame, they're not as tough as a Schwinn frame. So I had my buddy Chad. By the way, Chad's in the hospital. I'm not going to share too much. He's okay. He texted with me this morning. We might reveal that stuff, but if you know Chad, you got a phone number. Don't tell him I said anything, but you might want to check in and say hi to him. But I made the gussets as far as the templates, and he brazed the gusset in here, and then he brazed the rear end on this. I also have a Cleveland Welding Company clunker I built that's fully geared, 21 gear. You guys have seen that here. That I added a gusset here and a gusset here to make it stronger. So if you work it out right, you can build a bike that's pretty stinking tough. One of the things I love running are motocross bars, and I like doing them because of the crossbar. They also give you a nice ride height. I said this in a video a few days ago, especially when you get older, the idea of leaning so far forward and having all that weight of your body on those bars, it's bad for your hands, it's bad for your arms, it's bad for your back. It's just not comfortable if you're cruising. And you don't need to do that unless you're trying to break some sort of speed record or like I said before, you're super technical on a mountain bike, particularly downhill, I can see how that makes sense. But that's short rides. If you want to commute on something like this all day or regularly, you just don't need that. But this provides the right height where you have a slight bit of a forward lean. And if you want to lean more, just bend your elbows a little bit more. So you're golden there. Now, I did a video on this. It was I'll probably link it at the end here. It's Klunker Ain't Easy. I went through a whole process of trying to dial this in, as I just mentioned a moment ago. And this is a set of wheels I've had for a while, and I've run them on a few different bikes. These are vintage steel hoops. I just had a guy here. His name's Mike. It's good meeting you, Mike. I think it's Mike Moulton. But Mike's a guy that rides with the Cook Brothers guys. And he just came by and he bought a Schwinn S2 wheel with the small hub like this one. He's building a bike for his wife. And I sold him a crank too. Vintage Schwinn crank with the clover sprocket on there and the races. So great guy, and he's riding all the guys I used to ride with, and I told him to say hi to all those fellas. I miss you guys. I'll be out for a ride one of these days. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these wheels on this bike. And now these wheels, these are interesting. These are vintage from the 1980s, Araya hoops. Marked Araya, and they got the old sticker. It happens to have the Shimano D-Type, which is what this bike has right now, which is a decent coaster brake. It's not as good as the CBE 110. But I'll go ahead and I'll break this down and I'll repack this hub. I'll clean it all up and get that working pretty good. Luckily, this had stainless steel spokes. You can see they're pretty loose spokes. So I'll tighten all these spokes up and I'll just give it a... I'm not using the hub there. I was using the nuts because the grease is so hard there that it doesn't want to spin nicely. And on the front wheel, there's nothing special about this. You see this a lot. It's kind of a shame. This is kind of rusty. So I'm going to get in here with some WD-40 and some steel. We'll try to clean it up a little bit. But I don't care about looks too much. It's my own personal bike. This one spins pretty nice. It's pretty straight too. The reason I'm doing that is a woman came by here weeks ago and she bought my blue Schwinn. It's the what I call the Tennessee Schwinn. It's the Murray made. So still made in the USA from all original Chicago frame parts after 1982, 83 when Schwinn closed their doors. Murray went in there and they bought up all the parts and they constructed Schwinns for a couple of years. I think it was 83, 84 are those bikes, and they're pretty cool. So she gave me a deposit for that bike, and while she was here she asked me to build her another one for her daughter. It's going to be another blue one, but it's going to be the step-through lady frame. And I'm going to put these wheels on that bike. I'm going to clean these wheels up and put them on this bike for myself. Although I would sell this bike, I suppose, but it wouldn't be cheap. It's just got too much work in it. But it might be a little astronomical. And I don't know that I'd include this unless the price is right, too, as far as the B72. But that's what I'm doing. I just thought you guys would dig on this, and I wanted to go through a couple things about why I think it's great for the city. Again, I mean, potholes, just the road conditions, everything else. Riding a road bike with skinny tires is... I see it all the time. It's pretty, in my mind, it's crazy. Although these days, a lot less people are pedaling. People are riding electric bikes now, and I get it, but you're not getting any exercise on that thing. So to me, I'm doing this for the exercise. Now, this is the second day this week where I'm actually commuting on a bicycle, and I'm happy about it. I need to be doing this more often. So you'll see this more often. I'll do these quick little short videos, shorter than this one, more likely, because I want to start getting this stable out there again. Knocking the dust off all these things, keeping them running right, cleaning them up, making little changes, few adjustments here and there. The seat guts on this have to be snugged up a little bit more because this seat wants to tilt back on me a little. You'll see a lot of the BMX guys ride it with the nose of the saddle up in there. I don't like that because it digs into here, you know. That's not my thing. I actually prefer it if this rear end, it has to be level or slightly up. Level for the B72s. If it's sprung, this is sprung, but if it has the vertical springs, I don't mind having this a hair up here because the weight of your body sinks that back down to level. That's just what I prefer because these are designed, this leather here, to where the seat bones of your body rest on the leather, and that's what gives you the cushion. Modern saddles, like people talk about gel saddles and things like that, I've tried them all. I was an avid mountain biker for years, since 1987, and hardcore. Um, I'll bring this up because, Aaron is, he's having some issues here and there with his riding, so he's learning. He's been adjusting he's running cleats in his shoes that connect directly to the pedal. So I never liked that. If you're a road bike guy and you're out there for speed, I kind of understand it. In the old days, we had toe clips, which is a plastic thing that screwed on the front of the pedal that wrapped up and around and had a nylon strap, and you stuck your foot in there. What I loved about that was you wore hiking shoes, basically, when you were mountain biking. And you can adjust your foot. I could make my toes pigeon-toed. I could put them out more. I could slide them back and forth. So when you're riding long distance, I find that being able to change your foot position on the pedal as you're riding, it's just makes everything better. If you feel a little bit of a weirdness in your knee or something, just if you change your foot position on the pedal, it can alleviate that. And you just do it on the fly. That's what I always liked. So, of course, now just commuting a few miles in the city, you don't really need toe clips at all, but it's something I think about. They had these things called power straps that would mount from here and over. Maybe you can't from here over. It was a big, thick nylon strap, so it didn't have a toe clip. I tried those before, too. These are the old days, man. So he's running that, and he's having some issues. We'll see how that works out for him. He did mention in one of his recent videos, I think it was day 3, that he might do away with that and just go with normal shoes if it keeps bothering him. He was also talking about his bar height, which is something I noticed when he took off. They seem pretty low to me. I wouldn't want that, but if he wants taller bars, he could always put them on. At any rate, that's it. I just wanted to talk about this a little bit, show it off, tell you what I was going to do to it, and I got to get to work now. Shouldn't be screwing around with you guys on this video. So, clunking, man. It's a thing. Urban Klunker. This is a Cleveland Welding Company Urban Klunker talk-up. And that's it. So you guys have a great day. Mike, it was nice meeting you. Aaron, if you're catching this, good luck. Keep going. It's day 5 for him today, I believe. He already got over the Cajon Pass, or how he likes to call it, the Cajun Pass. the Cajun Pass. He's over the Cajon Pass now, so, he's cruising, man. It's amazing. He might get to, I think by the end of the weekend, he wants to be at the state line. So good for him, man. Let's all give him props on that. And that's it for now. So you guys have a great day. Be kind to one another. Thanks for being here. I always appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I got the best subscribers here. Best subscribers on YouTube are watching this channel. I'll catch you in the next one.